markets are down as a whole. So you should be asking this question to yourself, why did I buy XRP? Why should I hold XRP? The price is 0.3 right now. It used to be 3.8. Recently it went to 2, but it did not hit the all-time highs, right? So now I will explain why I bought XRP and why I am holding XRP. This is something we all say to ourselves. Before you put your hard-earned money into the market, you should do your due diligence. Okay, crypto is a new market. So what should you actually consider before you buy into this, right? Say if it is stock market, what would you look at? First, basic stuff. What is that sector? Stock market, it's a company. Which sector it belongs to, right? Is it technology? Is it medical? Is it different sectors? Right? You are looking at all of those, which sector it is. Then, in that sector, what is the barriers of entry? Then you look at what are the products of the company itself and what value it provides, right? Say if it's Apple, it has MacBook, it has iPhone, it has Mac, different products. Fine, all of them gets attention. Now you come to different brands and they have a lot of product, but one or two is really successful, others are not, right? So you look at that product and the value it offers. Then leaders of that company. Do they have a long history of success? Do they have an obsessive nature where if they start something, they won't stop till they win, right? That kind of leaders, do they have them? Well educated, highly experienced leaders. Then investors. Who are the investors in this company? Because if it's like, big companies who have a heavy war chest and they are going in, they have a big R&D department which they won't just put their money out. They won't throw it off, right? Same. Now if I'm looking at XRP, from my point of view, I'm looking at the crypto market. Fine. XRP is an asset inside the crypto market. Which sector does it belong to? It belongs to the financial sector, which is the means of exchange. So we can also say like it belongs to the payment industry. Fine. Then the payments. Is it just the payment? No, it's the payment messaging and settlement. It's a two-way communication, or in Brad's terms, a charity protocol, right? Now, what's the target market? It's 5 to 6 trillion a year forex market. Then the back-end settlements is in quadrillions. So your target market is super big. So even if you go there and get 10% of the target market in the next 5 years, that's actually huge for this asset. Next. What are the barriers of entry? Financial system, right? That's what you're looking at. Being a means of exchange, payments, that's highly regulated. Okay, for layman terms, you can actually look at like, okay, barriers of entry means, say, take an example for Coca-Cola, fine, or PepsiCo. Now, if you are a new company which is going to compete against them, you now have to go against their watches, right? They can market in every corner of the street. They can put the banners. They can go on every television and put the advertisements. So as a new company coming in, you're going to have to compete against them. That's going to be really hard, right? Unless it's in a bear market, the market is down, people don't have that money and they consider, okay, this is expensive. Then if you can produce a product which is good or better than this and at a lower price, you may not even get attention. So that's the barriers for the entry. Fine. So inside this, it's long-chained networks, banking networks, right? The financial networks. You know how that stuff works. So if someone new want to get in and then get on, take this ladder, move high, get all these partnerships, that's really hard to do. Fine. Next one, if you are looking at that, inside this, what has Ripple achieved till now, which can be used by XRP Ledger and then XRP the asset, right? So the pilot programs with central banks, Bank of England, Bhutan, Palau, so it actually goes on and on, right? Then Saudi Monetary Authority, it actually continues a lot. List. Then who are the partners in the banking side? Because you are dealing with payments, you need banks and remittance platforms. Fine. So banks, HSBC, SAB, SCB, Yes Bank, IndusInd, and the list goes on. Fine. Next one, remittance firms. Most commonly used stuff for the payments. Remitly, Zenby, Tranglo, you name most of them and they are here. Why? It's here for a purpose. And when you look at this, say for example, Zenby, in the same country you actually have Cross, which is partnered with Ripple. Why? They're competing. Then in the same country you have G-Money Trans, which is also partnered with the same. Why? They can't compete without this. So that's taking a share of this forex market. If you agree with me, you understand the remittance is to India, mainly the biggest route is to India, and that's what I'm talking about, one of its firm, like Korea to India. So you're actually getting all that going through this. And right now you know that Ripple, the company, is in talks with Korean bank, right? The governors, they're talking with the regulators to use XRP for this process, like it's using it for ECB towards Fed, right? It's moving from US to Mexico, you know, other borders where it's actually open. So that's a dozen of that. Fine. Then you're looking at the products. What are the products which this company offers, which XRP as an asset can be used for? That's cross-border payments. Fine, you get all these adoption and the long chain networks connected inside one network, where just as we say, flip the switch, they can use it. Some of them are already using this asset, so the utility is proven. Next, crypto liquidity. You're going to see a lot of firms build into this ecosystem, which is a crypto ecosystem, and use this one. There are a lot of them using the line of credit facility already, right? The line of credit facility, you're not just getting it out of anywhere. You're getting it from the crypto. Fine. So their crypto is XRP. Next use case. Then CBDCs. We actually talked about the pilots. CBDCs are digital currencies. When they have to move it across from one CBDC to another, they need a bridging mechanism. Say dollar to euro. If it go that way, intermediately there should be something. Right now the dollar is the reserve currency. So say for example you go from INR to euro, you go to INR to dollar and then dollar to euro. That's a long chain. Fine. Then next one, leaders. Now this is really interesting. This one is really interesting. Look at that. Say Brad, Chris, Rosie. You have a long list of leaders. And what type of leaders? That's the biggest question. Brad, he was in Home Network, Ventures, Dialpad, Yahoo, High-Tax, Hightail, Ripple. So take this long road of experience in that Silicon Valley and you are like, okay, this guy has been there for a long time and he's not taking these small positions. He's like, in the Yahoo, he's like the senior vice president, right? In other companies, he's like the CEO. So this guy literally know what he is doing, and if he's here building networks and proving that the company can do something, you can look at his track record, then combine all of others like Chris, Rosie. Now, there's women who used to be signing the dollars, right? So if someone like that is inside here, that's already kind of validating. Okay, fine. They see something. And in her words, it's like the train has already left the station. So one thing which everyone asks, okay, then why is the price at 0.3? Because the train has just left the station. When you are leaving the station, the train does not fly. It just starts slowly. As it goes, it picks up the pace. That's what we are waiting for. Fine. Then who are the investors? This is another huge stuff. Whether you, me, or others believe in this or not, it doesn't matter. Look at this. Google Ventures. That's a big one. Then Santander's, Standard Chartered, Accenture, SCB, Seagate. These are actually big names in this industry. Anderson Horowitz, Pantera, SBI. These are actually giants in this industry who are getting involved with this. Now you can still ask like, okay, fine. The high is 3.8, the current price is 0.3, recent high is 2. So if you look at this on a positive edge, all that's on sale, right? But the market is about to react for the next Fed rate hike. If you have seen the last video where we actually talked about how Fed rate hikes go and crypto market delivers, it's like, okay, short term, you kind of get volatility. The entire market goes down. This asset will also move down. But in that long-term scenario, 3 months, 6 months, it actually grinds back up. In this scenario, you also know that the midterm elections are going to come up. So Fed doesn't have too much long time to actually raise the interest rate, like, okay, 50 basis points next 3 months. They can't do that. What they'll have to do in this particular scenario is they can do 75 or 100, maybe next 24 hours. Then next month, another 75, 100. Then they'll have to slow down till the midterms are done, and they will show like, okay, the inflation is going up, and then again interest rate hikes. That's what I personally anticipate. Fine. Now you look at this: 2013, 15, 17, 19, 21, 23. If you look at this particular company, it has been expanding. If you look at XRP as a ledger, the number of developers entering into that space, number of people using that, building on that is increasing. Right? That's why right now in 2022, when the entire economy is down, when the markets are down, this company is hiring. That's a huge point, because on the other side, BlockFi, they're not hiring. On the other side, Coinbase, they're not hiring. What they're doing? They're laying off. Right? Now, some of the words which I think I missed here in the investors category is actually a Bitcoin fund. They are here in this one. That's huge. Because outside they say this is shitcoin, but inside they believe in the company. They're like, okay, I believe in the company, but I don't believe in the product. You're like, you believe in Apple, but you really don't believe in iPhone. Okay, great for you. So that's my perspective. So this is the main reason why I am investing in this asset. Fine. Now, in stock market, you actually get to see this. The PE ratio, you are looking at the price to earnings ratio, you are looking at the revenue, you are looking at the net income, net cash, operating income, all of the different stuff which you get to study that particular company in that market cycle. But in crypto, you don't get that, right? Here, say for example, you are getting the net cash as huge cash accumulated. You're like, okay, fine, that company is preparing for a market crash to buy back its own stock at a cheaper price, right? They're going to bag it in. If it's the opposite, they think that the price is going to go high, they're expanding, right? They're aggressive into the market. They're not defensive. If they have a ton of cash, they're defensive. Now, in this video, I can say like there are big companies, the big companies of the world who were holding $2-3 billion now in negative. That means maybe I'm wrong, the market is not going to go much down from here. They are buying back their stocks. Now that's a big company doing that. You have commodity side companies are heavy on cash right now. Now I'm like, okay, so they think the market is going to drop heavy and they're going to buy back those, right? This is how you use these stuff. If you know how to use that, then in crypto, you don't get that much. What do you get? You get these news, you get these basic stuff to look at before you enter. Once you have regulatory clarity, it would be most likely like every quarter, Ripple has to put their stuff. They're already doing that. For them, it's fine. For other companies, that's going to actually hurt. If you learned something new from this video and you want to learn further, you can go to this one and take your time to learn that one. Otherwise, you want to look at the market analysis, what the current market is doing, what the current technical of wide range of crypto is doing, and what the current affairs looks like. You can go to this particular video. And if you really received value for your time, learning something new, hit that like button and the subscribe button if you haven't done that yet. So guys, I'll meet you on the next video. Bye-bye.